What is up, Team Happy and Fit? Happy Tuesday. Happy first week of July. Okay, the Morning Meltdown launch, is it not so much fun? First of all, the workout is super fun. I'm like committing to finishing lift 4, and then we'll see what happens with baby, but I'm just so excited about it. But I have to tell you, I'm still marketing it. Have you seen me? Even though I'm doing lift 4 right now, I'm still talking about it. I think that this program could ignite a transformation in someone in my life. I truly believe that. I'll get more into that in a second. So whether you're personally getting behind it or not, I do feel like there's someone in your life that could use this. It's not 100 straight days. It doesn't have to be that. It's 100 workouts. Does that make sense? So my whole thing about it is we cannot get off track if we don't do workout 79 when everyone else is doing workout 79, right? I might not start workout number 1 when everyone else starts workout number 1 on July 29th. But I don't need to be on the same day as everybody. I just need to be on the same lifestyle, right? Of working out and eating healthy and living more fit. And that is what this is about. So I'll get more into that in a second. For July, I want you to have a metric. I want you to have a metric for your business. I think that this is super important. I'm reading a book. It's called Fearless Leadership. First of all, I wear all of Eric's clothes right now. Those Pinteresty people who are all pregnant, is this even on backwards? It's not. I thought it was. I was a little worried. But that's what I worry about these days. Those Pinterest-looking people that are so flippin' cute, not me. Anyway, I'm just going to own it. It's fine. This is what the real life looks like, y'all. It's real life. So metrics in your business. I think that this is super important. So in the Coach Collab, I'm going to be recognizing other things other than Success Club. I just want you to know that. My heart was on freaking fire today when I said, hey, by the way, did someone help someone with something? Oh no, my computer is dying. This is not good. Eric, help. What if it all just like went away? Eric, come down here. I can't multitask. Anyway, okay, metrics. Success Club. My heart is on fire. So in the Coach Collab, when I said, who has helped someone with something? And then you guys were all commenting below that I helped someone with Energize. I helped someone with the 3 quarterly month bod. I was like, this is so awesome. So I want you to know this. Don't go into your month winging it. I hope he has clothes on. Wouldn't that be just so awesome? I'm just kidding. I knew he would have clothes on. You guys, it's 6:07. He has clothes on. Anyway, I'm going to try to stay focused right here. Okay, Juliette, get yourself together. This is the last call I'm doing, by the way, until like September 1st. So, okay, I'm rocking it. I'm killing it. I'm crushing it right now. It's amazing. Okay, so metrics. Oh, thank you. I was really nervous there for a second. I want you to have metrics for your business. And in my book, there we go, Fearless Leadership, she was talking about how Apple had 60 days of money left. Isn't that kind of crazy when they rehired Steve Jobs? So as they rehired Steve Jobs, they had 1,000 plus products and ideas. And they had 60 days left. Otherwise, Apple was about to crash. And so what Steve Jobs did is he said, we need to think of 3 products. They had to go from 1,000 plus to 3. In 60 days and launch it. And now look, it's one of the most successful, actually it is the most successful company right now, right? Comparing that to there's Amazon and then Google. And so when I think about that, I think about Starbucks. They have a small, medium, and large, except for they're fancy and they call it fancy terms, right? But most options, most places have 3 things. So with your metric, I want you to have an idea of what those 3 things are. For me right now, for Morning Meltdown 100, I would say there's different package options, but we can still look at it as this, right? The coach option, the bod member option, and the new member option, right? And then with those, I hope to help 3 inactive coaches get active with something with Morning Meltdown 100. That's a metric. You can do that. That's a goal. I'm going to help 3 of my bod people do Morning Meltdown 100 by getting the accessory bundle, whatever it is. Or maybe it's, I'm going to help 3 people with quarterly bod with upgrading an add-on of Energize, because Energize is my most favorite product. Or maybe it's just Morning Meltdown 100 with the standard challenge pack, then adding in Power Greens, right? Because that's everyone's favorite thing. I'm serious. It's good for you, but it may not be your favorite thing. But I want you to think about that. And I want you to think about what your metric is going to be. For me, my metrics have always been Success Club and then going Emerald again each month. I have hit Success Club 60 months in a row. Isn't that so insane? However, now I'm like, help someone with something. If they don't want a challenge pack, offer the bod, right? If they don't want a challenge pack, offer them Energize. Don't just be like, oh, challenge packs are nothing. I have an idea, right? However, I also want you to know the reason I like Success Club as a metric is because it's a minimum of 3 people. So whatever your metric is, you have to think about the number and amount if you want to build this business. No matter what you do, this lifestyle is gonna change someone's life. So building that business, I just want you to think about that. So we're gonna be highlighting with metrics Success Club. By the way, in order to qualify for Success Club 5 is helping 3 people with an HD product of 90. So that's typically a challenge pack, or let's just say Shakeology HD. That would count as 2 points. So to qualify for Success Club, you have to have 3 orders of HD of 90, and you have to be on a home direct of 90 each month. Does that make sense? So some people don't know that, and they'll delay their order, and then they won't qualify. I'll try to catch it, and we'll get it fixed. Another thing I'm going to be highlighting, I am so excited about this one, is Emerald again. And that's helping 2 people join alongside you with the team. Someone was asking today, is the team the best option? Stephanie, I think that was you, and I loved that you came to the Coach Club with that, because sister, it is. Even if that person doesn't see it, even if that person doesn't choose it, right? We've all had that where they're like, oh, I'm not ready for that yet. Kim Meyer had someone say that. I'm not ready for that option yet, but she's going to go back to them and say, listen, this is the best gift I can offer you. This is the best thing I can offer you. This is what I believe in the most as I'm talking to you. This is where the lifestyle sticks. This is where the mindset changes. This is where I have gotten my results. This is why I am still here, is because of this team. When we talk so incredibly passionately about that, it changes the game. And someone may not take that, but I think when we kind of go into this like, oh, you can get the discount, or oh, you can do this, or you choose, right? We can do it that way, and I've done it that way, but I can tell you this. When I am saying, listen, there's 2 ways for you to get started. They picked their pack. Let's say they've already picked their pack. Listen, there's 2 ways for you to get started. You can join my group, which is great, or you can join my ultimate, my best offer I could give you, the thing I believe in the most, and that is my team. That is our team, right? The reason I believe in it the most is because that is why I'm still here. They walk this lifestyle every single day, and they inspire me. It's people from all walks of life. We're committed. We're committed beyond one program. Wouldn't you all say that? Beyond Morning Meltdown 100, don't we just know that we're all going to show up? It's incredible. So when you talk like that, and it's free to do it your first month with a challenge pack, what do you have to lose is what I say? Nothing. They have nothing to lose by checking us out, to check this community out, to check this group out. But it is all on you. It is all on you on how you present it, right? If it's just kind of this nervous thing or not something that you highlight, of course they're not going to do it. But when you're talking about it, like, listen, you can do it the way that I can do it, or you can do it for your own journey, whatever it is, you've got to see this. You've got to be a part of it. Because I've seen a lot of people who were coach to self. By the way, we're all coach to self. Every single person in Happy and Fit in your main hub is coach to self. We might fall off track. We might not be always crushing it, but wouldn't you say we're there because we really want to live more fit? Totally. And then yes, I want to live more fit and build a business off of living more fit. Think about how wild of a job that is. That you get your business gets to be you living fit while helping other people live fit. And linking arms together. That's amazing. Like, that doesn't happen. That is so incredibly awesome. It is on you how you present it. And that is probably my biggest tip with that is we're going to celebrate the metric of going Emerald again. Now, this is also something I added. It only took me 5 years to think about this, is if you have an inactive coach, go active. We're going to count that as helping a PS coach get started. I love seeing inactive coaches go active again because they are still in it. They're still here. They're still doing something. They're wanting, maybe Morning Meltdown 100 is going to be that program that completely transforms their life. Don't hold your breath. If you've reached out to your inactive coaches and they've ghosted you, you have got to understand the type of mindset with that. The type of mindset with that is it's not me, it's them. Something's going on in their life. And it's easier to ignore Julianne. It's easy to ghost Julianne. It's easy to stop my self-care journey because life feels very overwhelming, right? So you cannot take it personally and you cannot wait around for the PS coaches that you have linked arms with. It is not on you for their success. The best way you can show them, by the way, leadership is a mindset. It is not a metric. Leadership doesn't start at Emerald, Diamond, Success Club, blah, 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 having a beautiful social media. It starts with deciding. And the best kind of leaders are the resourceful ones and the ones who share and show and go. Didn't mean to rhyme all of that, but that sounded pretty awesome. You share, you show, and you keep on moving. You do not wait around and you do not emotionally attach to everything. Yes. To be active, it's 50 PV. By the way, when you're an active coach, I think people just don't understand this opportunity that's at their fingertips. When you're an active coach, you are starting to build this volume, right? And it's the best part of the compensation plan. I have a coach, she's going Emerald again on Thursday. Because of her carryover and because she never went active, she was building up all this piggy bank money. I'm not going to get into it. Go to the coach collab. There's a lot of info in there. YouTube is great. She is automatically making $152 because of all the stuff she's banked and she never went inactive. She put in the work to get that, but isn't that so awesome? We have something really incredible at our fingertips. So Emerald again, new coaches or existing coaches that are inactive that go active, we'll count it. And then another metric is help someone with something. So maybe it's not Success Club, maybe it's not going Emerald again, but maybe you helped 5 people like Lauren Lundberg last month with Quarterly Bought and Energized. How awesome is that? So cool. I want to recognize that. I want to honor that. I want to celebrate that. So let me know when that happens. Number 2, Morning Meltdown 100. You guys, you're probably like, how are you even functioning? Maybe you're not thinking that, but let me just tell you, I poured my heart and soul into this launch. I was like, Happy&Fit is going to crush it. They're not going to have to even think about how to do this. It's all going to be laid out for them. This plan is going to be so incredible. If they lean on these resources, they are golden. What your responsibility is with Morning Meltdown 100 is talking about it. It's talking about why you want to do it, why you're excited about it, or you're just talking about the transformations. I'm sharing stories constantly. I'm not currently doing Morning Meltdown 100 until I'm done with Lift 4 or post-baby. I don't know. Life is going to be different in a few weeks. I'm not really quite sure. However, I love having a plan, and I keep talking about that. I love that I have a plan for after this transition. I love that I'm going to be like, I know what's going to happen and I don't have to guess and I don't have to wait, right? So talk about why you want to do it. In the comments, what are you loving about Morning Meltdown 100? I love that it's for the busy person and it's 20 to 30 minutes. I love the variety. I love that there are 2 modifiers. I've never seen a workout with 2 modifiers that are doing things differently. I think that that is amazing. Oh, Jess, I love that you're loving it. And I love that you guys are saying fun. That makes me so happy. How many people are dreading workouts because they're not fun? This could be the program for that person. So you're marketing it through your words of this is fun. You're using your pictures. You're using your excitement. Oh, look at all of this. Take this away. Yes, I love that it's compatible meal plans. Killer results in a short time. I love that it's 100 different workouts. I think that that is just like mind-blowing itself. So we have a sneak peek. Here's the deal with the sneak peek. There are 3 videos. It is for new members, so any new person checking this out. It is for BOD members. If you have had someone that's bought a challenge pack in the past, or they got 3-month quarterly bod. Maybe they have the yearly subscription. You would tag them under that video. And then we have coach members. That is for us and that is for your coaches. So you can just, what I do is I send people the link to the sneak peek for them to request to join, just because I hate being added to groups. I don't like it. And so I just give them the link to the sneak peek. They request to join, they get accepted. And then I tell them, hey, once you request to join, after you're accepted, I'm going to tag you under a video. You could do that, or you could take those videos, they're on my YouTube or in the sneak peek, and you can send the specific video to that person either through an email. Stephanie, I know you wanted to build, no, not Stephanie. Someone wanted to build an email. Desiree wanted to build an email. Maybe it was 2 people. I can't remember now. I'm messing this up. Anyway, you can send it in an email to them, or you can send it in a message if that is easier, especially if it's through Instagram or anything like that. We have story sequences for you to post on your Instagram, and I would do that every day. I would also filter in, I saw Laramie do this, is the free workout. So keep talking about that they can sample the workout. I had someone text me today and said, I cannot wait to try out that sample workout. And I was like, yes, it's so much fun. I loved it. And then I'm going to follow up with her and be like, hey, you should get in our sneak peek, right? There's other resources we have there. Okay, we're going to get into a couple of things. So my postpartum plan, this is super weird, and this is a business to me, and this is more than a business. It's a lifestyle and friendship and community, but at the same time, I take it very seriously, and I plan, and I want you guys to know the expectations that I have for myself, and that I'm not going anywhere, but I'm just reducing certain things that I do as I figure out this new season. First and foremost, I show up. The last 5 years, I've shown up. I'm in the trenches. I still have goals. I'm going to hit them this month. Why? Because I've made up my mind. I'm not winging July. I knew that morning meltdown was happening. I was like, the beginning of June, I said, July is going to be the best month of coaching I've ever had. Isn't that interesting to say when it's going to be the biggest transition of my life? Because I'm so prepared and prepped for it, I'm like, it's going to be the best month I'll ever have as a coach so far. So I am going to not be leading Zooms for a while, but we have an incredible lineup of people that are. I'm so excited for them. But I do want you to know this, is that my time when I am working this business is me working my business, me personally working, getting my metrics, helping people with Morning Meltdown 100, working on my clean eating, getting post-baby results for myself, feeling better, right? All those things in healing. And the Coach Collab. The Coach Collab is our business page, and I'm going to pour everything into there that I said. And that's with honoring these metrics, celebrating you, and helping you with best practices. So I just want you to know that's my plan. Okay, I need you to write this down. Are you ready for this? Be here. I'm going to be here a year from now. Like, seriously, write it down. I wrote it down myself. Be here a year from now. I'm going to be here a year from now. Someone said to me, they're like, I'm so tired of being the comeback coach. And I sent her a message and I said, maybe it's to change your mindset because you haven't gone anywhere. You're still here. You're still here. You might not be here how you want to be here, but you're still here because a lot of people quit. Every year at Summit, I look forward to getting new pictures because every flipping year you look at a picture and you can count the amount of people who aren't here anymore. When I started 5 years ago, I remember thinking it will piss me off so much knowing I quit and I started with all these people and they're going to crush it. I remember thinking like that and I was like, I can't quit. Guess what? I go back to those pictures 5 years ago. None of those people are coaching. Be here. Be here a year from now. Be here 4 years from now because it only gets better. You're a lifestyle in this, committed to being fit. linking arms with other people who think better. Life is going to happen to every single one of us. And I just can't help but think leaning into a community that works on themselves is the greatest decision to make. If life is going to be hard either way, I would rather link arms with people who are doing something about life to work through the hard than to sulk in it. People keep asking me about pregnancy. I don't know if it's because I'm pregnant after loss of a miscarriage that my mindset is totally like different with this journey of just gratitude. There's not a lot to complain about. Yes, I ache. Yes, I'm in pain. Yes, I have this, but it's just not my focus. And it's not because I am more resilient or more tough. It's just because I just have so much gratitude in my heart, and that is because of this journey. And I've seen so many people who've gone through the same thing as me and turned that into the biggest burden of their life. When it's that book, The Obstacle is the Way, right? That's a really great book to read, where it's like the obstacles that happen in our life, they're meant to sharpen us. They're meant to help us, to give us a better perspective, to help us with empathy, to help encourage, to help support, to build more grit, to be more relatable to people. I've seen so many people quit this journey, and I've experienced the same thing that they're going through. And I'm like, it doesn't mean, like, I don't get it. This is the one thing that has given me a perspective of how to work through self-care when life feels very destructive, very hard, very scary. That and a whole lot of prayer and my devotion and faith, for sure. But I think that community is so much. I think God created us for community. So as we go into this summit talk, some of you aren't going to summit. I didn't go to summit my first year as a coach. I want you to know that. However, I saw everybody else who went to summit, and I had major FOMO, and I was like, I will be there next year. Who is going to summit? Go ahead and post in the comments. If you are not going to summit, I'm not going either, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do about it. I remember my first summit, Sarah Morrison couldn't go either. That is my upline. The reason she couldn't go is because she just had Oz. That was her biggest month as a coach at that time. And the reason being is she watched all the live streams, which I plan on doing, and she acted as though she was there. She shared pictures of everybody that was there. She was talking about PIO had just come out, to date ourselves a little bit. It had just come out, and she hit Success Club 30 in July, the month everyone was at Summit, when she couldn't go. She hit Success Club 30. She leaned in, and she made the best of not being there. So if you are not going, I'm not going either, but what did you hear me say when I started this Zoom? July is going to be the biggest month for me as a coach yet to this date. There'll be live streaming, and I'll share that in the team page for sure. For those of you who are going to Summit, download the TBB Events app, Team Beachbody, so it's TBB Events, and that will give you everything that you need to know as far as timelines, a schedule. Yes, you can find it online, but I have found that the app is a lot easier to utilize. As we go through this, I was creating a presentation. So the last couple of summits I presented at Team Rockstar Fit Day. How many of you are going to Team Rockstar Fit Day? Please tell me that you're going, because it is the greatest day of all of Summit. It is so amazing. Anyway, I was creating my presentation because I'm going to try to zoom in, y'all. I'm going to try to zoom in. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see if it happens. If not, I'm going to record my presentation just in case. But I need to tell you something. I was digging in to this presentation, and the presentation is how to grow a team. And I'm really excited about it. I'm excited for you all to hear it, but you're gonna be like, we hear Julian all the time. It's very redundant probably for all of you. But anyway, the point is that when I was digging in, I was like, how did I get here? How did I get to like this stage? How did I get to this business lifestyle? Like, how did I arrive at this point? And I went through all of my social media, and all that kept coming up was a bunch of workouts in my classroom, a bunch of posts about Shakeology, a bunch of like sweaty selfies before and afters, a lot of invites to challenge groups. I have ran a group or have had something going every month for 5 years. You could see celebrations, rake advancements, you can see team building, you can see all these things. 5 years. And then throughout those 5 years, it really hit home for me where I was like, man, what's happened in 5 years? I was working in the inner city. I had crazy hours. I got engaged. I planned a wedding. I got married, planned my honeymoon around Summit. Summit mattered to me that next year. I had to be there. And at all costs, like I had to go there. I had to be at Summit because I knew that it was going to be the game-changing thing for me. We had moved across the country. And all throughout that, can we just talk about like the emotional roller coaster of quitting your job and going full in on something that is unconventional and just trusting that I could do it? That created, I had doubt, I had fear. Taking leaps like that are scary. Most people don't do it, but I am crazy. Then we took a leap to move across the country. We left Milwaukee loving it. We left all of our friends. We left everything that we knew. And we came here not knowing what God would do with us here. Eric had a really hard year emotionally and mentally at a school that was just insane. And I was so homesick. We had a miscarriage. I felt really lonely through that because Eric couldn't be with me a lot of the time. He was getting home at like 7 p.m. and we were waking up at 3:45 every morning. But I remember when I went through my miscarriage, all I could see was my storytelling. I just shared through the pain. I showed up during the pain. I just was consistent through the pain. Because pain isn't our only story. It can't be. There are blessings and there are joy in our life, and it's what we focus on is what we manifest. And yes, I was hurting. It was really hard to get out of bed. I've experienced other things like that before, right? But I just shared. I just showed up. And it was hard. There were times where we've missed goals. Times I was telling the crew yesterday on the Monday Q&A that June, the first 2 weeks of June, I had a lot of scarcity in my heart. It was a couple low weeks of the business and it created fear. And instead, do you want to know what I did with my energy? Instead of backing off, I leaned in. I said, July is going to be the biggest month of coaching yet. Get to work. And I poured everything into this launch. Everything. I feel like I've thought of everything. And if I haven't, I'm open to ideas because I was like, I've got to make this the best month of coaching. That's what I can control right now. I can't control my uncertainty and fear. And I feel like a completely different person on June 1st to July 1st to now. Completely different mentally. So when I was putting my presentation together, that's all I could think about was like, how did I get here to be presenting to this incredible group of people? Consistency. Leadership and integrity is consistency. I honor my commitments. I show up. And that doesn't have a time frame next to it. That doesn't have a time next to it. Consistency and integrity isn't 17 hours pouring into this. That could mean an hour into this. That could be a call. That could be a workout done. That could be a shake. But that's what it's taken. There we go, girl. It's taken a shake a day, a workout, a completed program. It's taken jumping on a Zoom, getting poured into, personal development, working through my heart, right? Consistency. So I'm going to get into the logistics of this, but I think it's important for all of you to hear this. And some of you have heard this a lot of times, but I think repetition is important for our brain. I really do think that. I think habits are everything. I think repetition is important. Is that when I went to Summit my first year, I went with my original sponsor, who was my best friend at the time for years, and she's the reason I'm here, and I'm forever grateful for her. We went to Summit, and we were both in all the same workshops, all the same presentations, took all the same notes, and we left as two different people. I went to my first Summit as an Emerald coach. who is desperate to go diamond, who is desperate to make this happen. And I remember sitting in the seats of Summit because I was there to learn. I asked myself, what do you want to get from Summit? Not just a lot of notes, but like, Julianne, what are you seeking at Summit? A fire? A vision? A way to do this, to make this work? I left Summit so fired up. I went, why not me? I can do this. Everything they're talking about is already what I do. This business is so simple, you guys. It's you working on you, sharing your story, and inviting other people along the way. That is what this business is. It's the most simple thing. There is not anyone else that knows more than you if you know those three things. They may do more than you in those three things, right? But if you can just do those three things and you are doing those three things, why wouldn't you build an empire with that? Why wouldn't you create a team with that if you're already doing that? And that is why I think so many coaches play so incredibly small, because there are so many coaches that they're more faithful to the walk than some top coach. It's mindset. And so when I left Summit, I go, why not me? I became a diamond coach a couple weeks later, quit my job a few months later. That next year, January 1st, we had 100 coaches in Happy&Fit. Happy&Fit had just became Happy&Fit on January 1st, 2016. And I had already been a coach for a year and a half. And we went from diamond to 5-star elite that year. And there's still people talking about how they can't believe I quit mid-year as a teacher. And they're still talking about it 3.5 years later. You know what, girl? You know what I've been doing 3.5 years later? Freaking killing it with the best group of people ever. And here you are still sitting and talking about me. People have moved on, right? That's how I feel about that. Rachel left and quit coaching. That's my sponsor. That was my old sponsor. We heard the same things. Mindset. I went into Summit going, how will this grow me, not compare me? I'm not here to compare or compete. I'm here to grow. I'm here to learn with blinders on. I don't follow top coaches. I don't know what the coaches are doing in the network. All I know is the vision and the heart and the culture I want to cultivate, because success does not mean happiness. Top 10 doesn't mean happiness. All the money in the world in this business doesn't mean happiness. I can tell you that full well. But the way I wanted to do this was, man, I want to live more fulfilled with people who want to live more fulfilled. Let's live fit together. I can build a business off of that. I can build a thriving team with that. I don't need fancy things. Half of my business has been built with bathroom selfies and timers of 10 and not fancy lighting and filters and things like that. I literally just share my story and I connect with people. That's how I built this. You guys, I'm serious. I use eSoul every single day and still don't have a membership to it. I create my own graphics or use the free templates. I'm serious. Like, that is what I do. I don't have a virtual assistant. That's fine if other people do. It's like whatever, right? But I don't. Eric and I have just taken this thing on together and we freaking love it. So for me, I don't follow other coaches because I think it misinterprets maybe what reality might be. Where I'm like, oh, my life doesn't look like that. My life looks like this. Like, I'm just happy I put on a bra on for all of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my daily life. And that's how I'm going to build this. And that's how it's going to be. And that's what you're going to see. And if that's not good enough, then you're not my tribe. But how I'm going to do this is I want to live happily fit every single day. I won't always feel that way, but I know I can build a tribe like that. So when I go into Summit, I'm not bowing down to all these people with all these accolades. I'm not feeling inferior that these people are better than me. I swear, some of these people will walk around and coaches are crying, like they're freaking out. It's like they're human. Where I was like, why not me? Not because I need the accolades and the praise and for people to know my name. In fact, I don't care about that. But what I do care about is making an impact, doing this the way that I want to do this. And I don't need to look at coaches that have millions of followers in order to do that. If I can find my voice, because the only thing that's going to make this work for you is when you know who you are. Then it will. So why are you going to Summit? What is your main objective? To see people that you think you're like fangirling over, or to build something with this? And that's how I wanted to start this, because I think it's so vital to hear that. 5 years in, 3-time elite, our team is in the top, and I still have no idea what's going on with all these other coaches. I don't know their husbands' names. I don't know what they're up to. I don't know, because that's not where my focus is. My focus is, Julianne, you can do this. So that's going to be my encouragement to you, is when you see all of this, is that I can do that too, and I can do it in my own way. I don't need to live through someone else's success in order to feel filled up in life. And for me, that was I used to read People magazine. Do people even are there physical, like someone's here, no one's here. I'm trying to look around. Do people even read magazines anymore, right? Isn't everything online? But I used to live through celebrities, like the houses, the people they were dating, like all stuff. Like, it was almost like that made me feel alive in life. Reality television. I don't know about you, but I really love living my own life. I love creating my own memories. I love being present with my family. I'm just excited about connecting with all of you. And so as you go into Summit, as you build your business, can you remember that? I'm enough. Because it's going to mess with your mind and mess with your head that you have to be someone else in order to do this. Please let me tell you this. You don't have to be anyone other than you. And that's why our tribe rocks so much, because I wouldn't want you to be anyone else but you. Rank story. So my first Summit, I went in as an Emerald coach, and I was pissed. I was so mad, you guys. I took my ribbon. You're going to get a ribbon, a rank ribbon. I think, by the way, what do I call that? Ribbon crotch. Some of you guys are going to see ribbon crotch at Summit, where they have like a ribbons. They're going to have 500 ribbons, and it's just going to be in the middle of their crotch when they're walking, and you're going to be like, how do you get so many ribbons? Like, that is just like, what do you do? Who are you, right? And then you might just have one. Can you just like own it? Because ribbon crotch is uncomfortable. By the way, I just want my Happy&Fit one, if there is one at the time, right? That's the one that only really matters to me. But hopefully someone watches this story and hears ribbon crotch. But I was so mad. I was an Emerald coach, so I had an Emerald sticker. I was so mad. I wish I had the notebook. I put it in the back of my notebook. And you'll still see it to this day if I find it. It was in the back of my notebook because I was like so mad. And I'm like, okay. Then the next year, I went to Summit as a 1-star coach. I was mad. And I remember having a gut check moment with myself. Is this what it's going to always feel like? If I go to Summit as the same rank, or it's never good enough? Like, when is it ever going to be good enough? If you can't just find the gratitude that maybe it's not about that. And so that was the gut check for me. So if you are going to Summit as the same rank for 4 years in a row, or you're going to Summit as a rank that you're excited about, awesome. If you're going to Summit and you're disappointed that you might have missed a goal, it's not about that. No one cares at the grocery store. No one knows at the grocery store what that even means. And it doesn't make you less of a coach or more of a coach than anyone else there. You've earned a spot here because you want to live more fit and more happy. And that is the goal. So I just have to say that because I've been there, and it's not a show-off game. And for some other people, it is. You have to understand, this is the kind of mindset. If this is their only way of fulfillment, that is so sad. If that's their only way that they're going to feel validated and valued and appreciated, that is so sad. In life, we cannot look to those things for gratification. In this life, being appreciative, linking arms with amazing people, having incredible conversations, being intentional, and just loving where you're at as you're on your way somewhere is the best way. So again, what are you wanting from Summit? What matters to you? Because there is going to be knowledge dropped. There are going to be ideas given. More than anything, I think if you really pay attention, it's going to be, I know this already. I do this already. Why not me? I think that should be the biggest vision and the biggest question you ask yourself as you go to Summit. And then you can leave Summit so fired up because you have so much belief, that you're going to do something so wildly crazy in this business as a leader, because the leader starts now. It's not a metric. It's not with ribbon crotch. Leadership starts now. We're going to coin that. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some logistics. I encourage you to make friends. Make friends on this journey. Don't be on a lonely island. It's really easy to stick with the 5 people you know. I'm an outgoing introvert. Big crowds scare me. And I shouldn't say scare me. I don't like them. I definitely need my recharge time. I need time to step away for sure. It's easy for me to, like, if I know one person in the room, go talk to that person. Eric says I do this at church. And while he's like talking to everybody, I'm like in the corner. I have to work on this. And I don't want anyone to be on a lonely island. So use our summit page. This is what I would do is, hey, you guys, we're going to this place at 5:30. Whoever can make it, awesome. Because I don't want someone to go to summit by themselves, leaving just as themselves, if that makes sense, that they didn't build any relationships. On the flip side of that is that your sponsor is not responsible for your summit experience. And maybe sponsors go, I as a sponsor am not responsible for my coach's experience at summit. It's kind of like, if you're a parent, do you feel like sometimes you have to keep your kid happy? It's probably really hard when you see your kid struggle. It's probably really hard when you see them have a setback and they have to learn through something. Maybe not. Some of you might be like, armor, girl, armor, you just let that stuff go. But you know what I'm saying? Those certain situations where you feel so bad for your child, you wish that you could fix it. But at the same time, it's so good that they go through that because it's teaching them something. It's kind of the same thing. As a sponsor, you want your coaches to have the best experience, but it's not on you. I think about Rachel was my sponsor, you guys. She didn't talk to anyone. She didn't have a good time. She was not enjoying herself. And I didn't let that ruin that for me. In fact, I left feeling so fired up, right? Connect and not compete. I really suggest taking notes and go all in. At Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within, that's advice that I got, was go all in. Walk on the fire. We really walked on fire the first night. And I went all in and my whole life changed. Going to Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within. However, when my whole life was changing and I would like run to go to the bathroom because I didn't want to miss anything, there were people out in the hallways on their phones, not even inside the conference. Like they just weren't even feeling it. And I'm like, oh, how could they do that? I'm going all in. Like my whole life has changed. So go all in. Eric went to Unleash the Power Within. That was the #1 piece of advice that I gave him. I said, go all in, walk on the fire. And he's like, okay. I said, do Transformation Day, the Dickens process. It sucks. It's the best thing that you'll ever go through. And he's like, okay. And he did it and it changed his life. Stay in the workshops. These workshops are there to add value to you. If you know all the information in there, when I jump on calls, because I know a lot being in this 5 years, I don't always just listen for the content for my own ideas. Does that make sense? I also listen, how could my coach hear this better than how I'm teaching it? So maybe this person is presenting something that you already know, but maybe that's not what you're listening to is the content of it, but how they're presenting it, how they format it, how they run it in their teams. Listen for that kind of stuff. Listen to how they're presenting it, how they're saying certain things. I always say, like, maximize the compensation plan. There might be like a phrase that you hear that you like better. So that's what I think you can get value in these workshops, especially if you know a lot of the content that's in there. A lot of coaches I see walk out of the workshops or don't go to the workshops. And then think, what can I take from this? And then have an action item. You're going to hear 500 billion things, and it's going to be overwhelming. Take away 3 things. One thing I took away one year was how to maximize success by minimizing time, and I created a Google Calendar schedule for business. I wasn't operating on business hours. And so that's the first thing that I did when I got home, and it changed my business. Okay, how to save money going to Summit. Bring your own snacks. I know sometimes it says you can't bring snacks into the stuff. You can, into the general sessions for sure. Just stuff it in your bag. Beach bars are great for that, whatever. If you're traveling in a car, bring a cooler. Make sure you bring a water bottle, a charger. If you want to make friends, bring a power strip, because everyone is going to be using every single outlet in that place. And so if you bring a power strip, make some friends. Can we share this? Or bring a battery operated charger. You'll definitely want that. The cool thing about being with Beachbody coaches is you don't have to apologize for being on your phone. How many of you do this with family? You're like, can I just make this post real fast? I need to make this post, or you're like with friends, I need to make this post real fast, right? You don't have to do that at Summit with Beachbody people, because they just get it and it's wonderful. It's awesome. You can go grocery shopping. I love using Lyft. You can get a free ride, I think, your first Lyft ride. I use Lyft all the time. Here's the deal. The news media can make Lyft a little scary. This is what I do. I make sure that the license plate matches. I make sure that they say my name. Hey, Julianne, if you're from a small town. We live in a really big city, so Lyft isn't weird. So if you're a little bit nervous about it, I think Lyft is amazing. And then when you get into the car, or if you're peeking into the car, this is what I do. I make sure my picture is on their phone. So I think Lyft is super safe, but those are the three things that I always check. One, because my mom tells me to, and then two, like, it's just something that I do. So that's something I have. If you're on a budget, create a budget. The core is a shopping experience at Summit. My first few years, I never went to the core. You don't have to keep up with people. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Like, if you literally have a really small budget going to this, one, don't feel embarrassed by that. But two, you don't need all those things. The best part about Summit are the people and the experience. It's not what you're wearing. It's not what you're buying. It's not whatever. So if you're packing your own lunch each day, awesome. Like, that is so great. Own it. And then share it on your stories. Maybe say, like, I'm going on a business trip. By the way, this is a business trip. Save every single receipt. You can use this for tax purposes. But you're going on a business trip. But the cool part about this business trip, it's like freaking fun. And you get to hang out with awesome people and work out. Who works out? Usually when people travel, that's their excuse not to work out. Like, you're traveling and you get to share and show this whole experience. So don't feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses are broke anyway. And take that pressure off of yourself. Of needing new clothes, of needing all this stuff. Maybe some of you like needed to hear this. Maybe some of you are like, oh, you felt the pressure. You're going to live in workout clothes. I lived in workout clothes the entire day and then reused. I'm like, I'm not about to buy a dress every new Beachbody event. Like, that's just not going to happen. But I'm like the least shoppy person. So, but anyway, I just want you to know that it's not your clothes that makes the experience. It's just you being there. So take that pressure off. The successful coach is the coach that gets to be themselves. My first Summit, I was so nervous to meet Sarah Morrison and Trina Gray. They're just people. Introduce yourself. It's going to be great. Be yourself. Keep all receipts. You can bring Shaco packets. They do have a Shaco bar, which is so good, but I think it's $5 a shake. I did both. I do both. But bring packets. You're fine to travel with them. Don't worry. But if you do buy the shakes, this is my suggestion to you, is when you go register on Wednesday or on Thursday, go buy your Shaco tickets right away, because you won't have to wait in line. So if you're waiting in line to get your Shakeology, then you have to get your tickets. But if you already have your ticket, you can just walk up and then get your flavor. It's just faster. Clearly, I don't like lines. Wear whatever you want. You do you. Make friends. Your experience is on you. I would write that down. My experience is on me. It's on no one else. No one is expected. I've had coaches go and they were like, that was the worst thing ever. And then I've had coaches go and they're like, wow, game changed. Like, this is about to get so good. That's not on me. That's on them. So however you want to look at it. Have fun. Have so much fun. This is a cool thing. If you get into the Lucas Oil Stadium early, we're like massive row savers. So we'll like it'll be like 5 of us and we're like on each end and you're like putting your stuff and trying to save it. That is so awesome. And so what you can do is you can do that type of thing and then go post in our page, our Summit page, and say, hey, we're saving, you know, 3 rows of this, like whoever can get here, and you guys can all sit together and it's super fun. That's always a good time. And then the only weird thing about meeting everybody that you've only known online, I say this all the time, is how tall or short they are in real life. Otherwise, it's normal. I'm a lot taller in real life than people know because Eric's 6'8", so I look shorter in pictures because he's so tall. I think that's what, it's not weird to be on your phone at Summit. That's probably the last thing that I have for all of you. I'm looking at, first 2 years I was freaking out about what to wear even though everyone told me to not care. No one cared. Yes, just wear whatever you want. It is so awesome. People get annoyed and it's great. Are these seats? Yeah, we're saving these seats. Why do you think that there's book bags on there and we're flagging people down? For sure. When you introduce yourself, don't say your rank. It's weird. And don't say your upline's name either. Like, don't, you guys, there are people who walk around, I said this at a presentation once here in Silicon Valley, like, they'll be like, my upline is blah, blah, blah. Do you know her? Like, it's like this, like, upper thing, like, not, like don't do that. That's not her. I can't tell you what to do, but anyway. We worked out in the rain last year, yes, and just make people feel a part of something. Is there anything I'm missing that anyone wants to add? I love that you all hopped on. I'm so excited for all of you. I'm major FOMO. For those of you who've gone in the past, is there anything that you want to share? Are you excited? I know, Kelly, I feel you so much. I'm going to make the best of it, my friend. For those of you who get in on Wednesday, I set an event for you guys to meet up at that brewery. There's no pressure, but let people know you're going. Exchange phone numbers with people. Team Rockstar Fit Day is by far my favorite day. And we get to watch Lauren Lundberg and Kim Meyer crush it. And they are part of this team. And I'm so proud of them. I'm so, so proud of them. Baby wipes is a great one, and anything else you need to freshen up. Yep, a deodorant stick as well. And then, so for me, I didn't shower during the days. That's not surprising to anyone on this call, right? So anyway, I would just do a workout, and I usually just stayed because I didn't want to pay for rides back and forth to the Airbnb. So when I would get to the workout, I would just freshen up. I brought my own Energized packets as well. I believe you can get them at the core, but you might as well just bring your own. Also, if you do plan on shopping at the core, I think it gives you volume. You can, it gives you some PV, which is cool. So it's like a live store. Anyway, yeah, you don't have a lot of time. Please go to the general sessions. That's where like Rachel Hollis is gonna be and all that. I'm sure you guys are so excited. I think she's speaking on Friday. And then those workshops at the end of the day, they're 2 to 5. You're going to be so tired. You're going to be so exhausted. It's going to be so tempting to not go. Please go. Like, be that person who just is like absorbing all the information. PV and TV. Girl, you know how I feel about the TV. Yes. Okay, you all, I'm going to hit